Hi everyone, my name's Lily. I'm the book reviewer behind Utopia State of Mind, and I'm bringing you my October Librofm sale picks. If you're new to this channel or new to the series in general, basically every month I go through the sale picks or the sales from Librofm. I go through the YA Club playlist and the Kiss Club playlist. These are curated playlists for romance books and YA books, and then I also talk about sale books. I'm going to be chatting today as well about some sale books for the indie bookstore sale. These ones, I'm going to look it up a little bit later, but these ones are only good for a certain amount of time. Let me just double check this. So some of these sales will only be good until the 13th of October. That's because there's an indie bookstore appreciation sale going on. But I'm going to start off with the curated playlist first. As always, down below are affiliate links to Librofm. If you don't want to use them, that's fine. Just search for them yourself. It will be very easy for you to find. For the YA Club, we didn't have a ton of ones, but the ones we did have were fantastic. The first one is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, which is one of my ultimate favorite books. Axio is an auto by author for me, and The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea is one of the books that really catapulted Axie's career. I've been following her since debut, but The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea is probably it might be her most popular or more renowned book, I guess. And it is a beautiful fantasy about choice, about sacrifice, and it has the funnest sort of fantastical setting where they go underneath the sea. The next one is Descendant of the Crane, which I love. Descendant of the Crane. I don't think it gets enough hype. It was Joan's debut, and it basically has some of my favorite kind of character interchanges or character dynamics. Basically, she is determined to find her father's killer, and so she enlists the aid of a soothsayer. I have really loved Joan's books. In general, Joan is an auto by author. Joan is the sweetest person, and this is definitely a must read if you have not read it yet. Next, we have One for All, which I really loved. If you love kind of Three Musketeer style settings or, situations, but also like that kind of settings with fencing, for example, One for All is about that. It's basically she has chronic illness, and so she's kind of like chronically dizzy, and so she's being seen as someone who is not capable of fighting, for example, but she wants to become a fencer, and also her dad is a former musketeer, so it's not only giving Three Musketeer vibes, it's musketeer vibes for sure. And so she ends up going to a finishing school when her dad is murdered and realizes that it's not actually any finishing school, it's also a finishing school where she will be trained. I really loved it. I thought it was super, super fun. I love being in the musketeer vibes, and honestly, I don't really feel like there are enough musketeer stories, so this one is very sorely needed for a lot of reasons. She is a Haunting is on sale. She is a Haunting is so beautiful. It is a YA mystery-ish horror. It's about colonialism. It's about haunted houses. It is about kind of figuring out the deep, dark, decaying secrets underneath the floorboards. If that is your vibe, then that is definitely what you need to read. It is so good, and it has solidified this author's kind of place as an auto by author for me, just because of the way that these themes of family, secrets, colonialism, and also horror are so beautifully woven together, even though I'm not a horror girly. The Lady Rogue is on sale. This was really fun because it's also set in kind of a historical fiction time period. It is treasure hunting. So her father is a treasure hunter, and she's wanted to become a treasure hunter as well, but she doesn't have her permission to become a treasure hunter. I have really been loving treasure hunting books. And so The Lady Rogue is probably the first one I read that had a treasure hunting, but it's becoming very popular and I'm loving it. So definitely recommend this one if you like YA. If you like YA and you like to read those kinds of books about kind of an action and adventure. And she is also looking for Vlad the Impaler's cursed ring to save her father. So Lake's Edge is on sale. Lake's Edge is the only recommendation for the YA club list I haven't read, but I really want to read it. I own a copy of it. I own a copy of Lake's Edge and Forest Fall. And Lyndall Clipstone, I read Lyndall Clipstone's Tenderly I Am Devoured and really, really loved specifically the gothic elements. And Lake's Edge is just that, but even more gothic, I feel like, because there is a cursed lake. And I'm just so excited for that one. I don't know if I'm going to get an audiobook because I also have the Owl Crate edition, but it might be the final push I need to read it. So we will see basically by the end of October if I manage to pick this one up. The next one is the Kiss Club playlist, and this one had even fewer ones. Honestly, in terms of October, this didn't have the most amount of sales in these two playlists. I think it's also because there are a ton of other really good books that are on sale for the Indie Bookstore Appreciation Sale. The first one is Business Casual. I feel like the Love Light series, one book is on sale at least every month, and Business Casual is the latest. It's the fourth one in the Love Light series. I've only read the first one. I have not read the other two and also three because I haven't read Business Casual, even though I own it. But I really like this kind of contemporary companion series, and so I'm very excited for that one, and I really, really, really promise I will read it. And I'll obviously update you all on my thoughts. But B.K. Borison's books are so cute. And I've also loved reading B.K. Borison's other books. I really loved the Sleepless in Seattle one. I'm going to be reading Good Spirits. So it's going to happen. It's just when is it going to happen? My Mechanical Romance is on sale. I really loved My Mechanical Romance. I actually also have an interview with the author on my blog, which I will link down below. It's read by two people as well, and it's this really cute YA about where she is basically forced into joining the robotics club, and then there at the club, there's the captain of the club who recognizes that she is really good, but they butt heads, they have different opinions, they have different personalities in a lot of different ways, and so they realize that even though they kind of have this rivalry, they actually could work really well together if they could get over their rivalry. I really, really liked it. It talks a little bit also about the challenges of being a girl in STEM, and also this author is also the YA pen name for Olivia Blake, and just this YA is so cute. I've loved Olivie's or Alexine's YA books, and they're always really cute. And the final one is The Baby Dragon Bakery, which is a recent release. I haven't read it. I have an arc of The Baby Dragon Bakery, but I haven't read it because I'm waiting to listen to the audiobook of The Baby Dragon Cafe, which I haven't read yet. So I'm really excited to read that one. It is a cozy fantasy about having a cafe / bakery with dragons as well. So very, very cute. I just haven't read it yet. I want to, but I haven't done it yet. So I just wanted to mention that one as well. And now we're going to go into the sale audiobooks. Some of these sale audiobooks have been absolutely fantastic. I have not read The Return of Ellie Black by Emiko Jean. I am definitely going to get this one because I had no idea that Emiko Jean had an adult fiction mystery thriller. It's also read by a full cast. So I've already added it to my cart because I love full cast audiobooks. And Emiko Jean has written Tokyo Dreaming, which I really enjoyed. So I've liked Emiko's YA books, and so I'm very, very interested to see how this adult mystery thriller is going to be. The Dead Cat Tail Assassins is one of the ones that is going to only be on sale for the next couple days, but I really love this one, and I listened to it on audiobook. I really loved this author's unique worlds. Dead Cat Tail Assassins is about a bunch of assassins who have to go around, and once they kind of commit to a contract, they have to do this one, and she ends up realizing that she has taken this contract, but this person seems to have a connection to her, and she's not sure what to do about it, so she doesn't end up killing them, which becomes a problem. So this one was really, really good. I loved it so much. The world building and the world concept is so beautifully executed, and the audiobook for this one was really good. I would highly recommend this one. The Phoenix Keeper is on sale. I really love The Phoenix Keeper. This is this really cute, fantastical zookeeping world in another life. I'm convinced I would be a zookeeper. But it is this really cute, queer fantasy about falling in love, about, not trusting people, about being worried, about using, someone using love and using those feelings against us. And it's also with rivals. There's like a rivalry between two characters as well. And so this one was really cute. If you love magical animals, you have to read this one. The Witch King is on sale. I really enjoyed The Witch King. I have not read the second one of The Witch King yet, but The Witch King was this really fun YA fantasy series. It was a book about, telling people our truths, about living our truths, about the consequences of that, but also about trying to figure out how we will fight for the future that we want amidst all these competing pressures of family and sort of kingdom and all of these different things. It has a really great kind of friendship group. That's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed it, and I have not read The Fae Keeper. The Rose Bargain is on sale, which was so fun and so unique. It is a historical fiction big F-Fae book where the queen basically is a Fae person, and she makes deals with all these people, and they're all predictably awful and predictably cruel. I really enjoyed how cruel the Fae are in this one, how callous they are. It's also about these girls who are competing to become the future princess or the future queen, and they're just the cruelness as well. Like, it just was really great. I cannot wait for the second one. It felt really fresh and unique as well. This blend of kind of romantasy and Victorian-ish setting and big capital F-A. It was just really, really fun. I read it earlier this year. A Study in Drowning is on sale. This one, I really enjoyed A Study in Drowning. I love books in an academic setting, and A Study in Drowning as well has this kind of haunted house that's literally kind of crumbling and sinking. It feels gothic. The romance in it is really cute and really precious. And it's a lot about secrets and a lot about what we would do to make sure that those secrets remained hidden, and the power of unearthing those. The 100,000 Kingdoms is on sale by N.K. Jemisin. N.K. Jemisin, queen, one of the queens of fantasy. If you've only read The City We Became, or if you've only read the Inheritance trilogy, so the 5th season, I actually read all of those and then went back and I did read the 100,000 Kingdoms, and I really enjoyed it. It was something that was very, very different than what I expected. The fantasy, it has like gods, and it has these stories about revenge and about this mystical, magical cities, and so I really enjoyed it. I meant to actually read the rest. The second book is somewhere on my shelves, but I really enjoyed it, and it's I think it was written before at least The City We Became. So it felt really fun to go back to an author's backlist. I really recommend this if you like an author's current books and they have books in the past. I love going back to see the evolution of their ideas and their evolution of their writing styles. Pachinko is on sale. I really enjoyed Pachinko. It's been forever since I read Pachinko, but it was also adapted into a TV series, I think. And Pachinko is a heart-rending, it is deeply emotional. It is a heart-rending book about family and secrets. I remember being emotionally gutted by how intense it was, and I have always wanted to go back and read or see the TV series, but I haven't done it yet. Into the Drowning Deep is on sale. I love Into the Drowning Deep so much. If you love sirens / mermaids with giantly long teeth who are not afraid to be very cutthroat, Into the Drowning Deep is for you. It is my first book I read by Mira Grant / Seanan McGuire, and it is thus this amazing series about the ocean and about a group of people who are going to the Mariana Trench, and they film a mockumentary, but actually they end up walking basically into a horror story. I love reading about mermaids / sirens that are very intense and super scary. Like, I feel like we see a lot of mermaids and sirens as being these alluring or these kind of princessy figures, perhaps. But I really appreciate when I can read a book about a mermaid or a siren that is just so far from that. And this horror story is definitely one of them. I think there's also a book after that, which I definitely need to read, but I haven't, and I will let you know. The next one is The Burning God. This is the last one in the Poppy War. If you have read the first two in the Poppy War, you should finish it up. It is emotionally gutting. It did not go the way that I hoped in a variety of reasons, not in bad ways, but just, like you always hope for something, but it was even better. This was the OG Arf Kwang trilogy. If you like fantasy, definitely read this one. This is also only on sale for a couple more days. Babel is also on sale only for a couple more days. R.F. Kuang's Babel's probably my favorite. It's hard because the Poppy War has 3 books, which is a time investment. But Babel is a standalone. Babel is my favorite probably of R.F. Kuang's. I did a ranking in a video that I did where I talked about Catabasis. I will link that down below. But Babel is this historical fantasy about deeply entrenched in looking at the elitism, looking at the racism and the colonialism within academia, like the actual foundational bones of academia, specifically in Babel. And it was stunning. It was just stunning. I remember finishing it and writing the review, and the review felt like it was just being poured out of me. I've never written a review that has come so naturally from a process just after finishing, and that was Babel. Gideon the Ninth is also on sale only for a couple days. I loved Gideon the Ninth reading it in audiobook. I read it physical book first, and I liked it, but I was a little bit... It was overpromised to me as kind of lesbian necromancers in space. They are in space. They are lesbians. They are necromancers, but it's more of a locked room mystery. But the audiobook brings the humor in a way that I didn't get when I was reading it physically. But Gideon and the interactions, and Gideon the Ninth in general, they're more funny, more darkly wry than you would expect. And I've now decided to listen to this entire series in audiobook only because it is just so much better. Also, this solidified my relationship with Moira Quark, the audiobook narrator. And I have Natalie Naudus and Moira Quark. They're 2 audiobook narrators I love, and I will seek out projects narrated by them. And this is one of the, this series and the narration that Moira Quark does in this solidified that place in my mind. And the last one is Bat Eater and Other Names for Cora Zhang by Kylie Lee Baker, read by Natalie Naudus. How fitting that we end this video like that. Read by Natalie Naudus. I love this one. It is this book about post-pandemic. It's this book about sort of the violence that East Asians were experiencing during the pandemic, the fear, the racism, the prejudices. But it's also about horror, it's also about loss, and it's also about, I just really loved it. It is Kylie's adult debut. I've loved all of Kylie's books, and Cora Zhang is really something special. It's really something different. It's about, in ways, hungry ghosts, very much about the ways that ghosts are looking for things, people are looking for things, and there's relationships we have with the past, and the relationships the way that ghosts don't let go of us is what I will say. So those were all the Librofm sales for October that I wanted to talk about. As you can tell, there are more sales in the larger Librofm catalog, which I went through, the first, 10, 20 pages for you. So I hope that you've enjoyed. Let me know down below what you are currently listening to on audiobook. And I hope you have a great rest of your reading day, week, month, and year. And I have to go so that I can go buy those audiobooks. Bye.